Welcome back to the Weeb Lounge. Now, this character, it's another one of those really rare summer event characters. It's Artoria Pendragon. It's the Rider version. She's on a motorcycle with a gun and a saber, Excalibur, altar thing. She's deadly. She might be dressed as a maid, but she ain't going to serve up nothing but pain. Alright, this is another summer event character, Artoria Pendragon Rider Edition Altar. Now, this character, it's one of those that's, I kind of liked at first, and then I didn't, and then I was like, oh wait, she's actually pretty useful in some instances and stuff. And it's more than just, wearing a maid outfit, not having a tan, and spitting out a mirror before she wipes it clean. That's the kind of maid you're going to get here. One that, you ask her to go get a sandwich, she'll run you over with her motorcycle on the way to Subway. That's what this character, yeah, that's Altar. That's Altar. Anyways, skill number 1. Got my trusty tablet. We're good to go. All right, so first skill, increases own attack for 3 turns up to 30%, and the party's quick for up to 3 turns for up to 20%. All right, that's a pretty decent skill. Quick, if you have a rider setup that's quick based, which there really ain't all that many of, if I remember, but attack up 30%, quick for the whole party at 20. It's overall decent skill, good skill. Attack power 30%. I like 30%. 30% is good. Second skill can actually be upgraded. It starts off with reducing one ally's skill cooldown by 1. Now I like that. You don't see that on very many characters where it's, especially useful, you happen to have Merlin with you or something, hit a button and it's like, oh hey, you get your invincibility back a turn earlier and such. Usually that's relegated to like somebody's noble phantasm or something else of that nature. This is actually on a skill, and that's not all you get. You also get to increase their critical star generation rate for 3 turns, up to 50%. Well, that's pretty good. I actually really like that. You got the quick thing, if you happen to throw that on like Jack the Ripper or something. Yeah, not that she can't generate critters on her own, but damn. But it does have a drawback, 1,000 damage. All right. Nah. Demerits I don't really care for, but here's the stupid thing with this skill. It's stupid. Okay, let's say you get it upgraded. It grants them a delayed buff, okay, that basically increases their max HP up to 3,000 at max. That completely negates the demerit, because when you raise a character's max HP by X amount or whatever, it's essentially a heal that raises their max along with it. So at 3,000, it's a 3,000 heal, which essentially means when you do it, they lose 1,000 hit points, and the next turn they gain 3,000. They could have done this one a little better. If they would have left off the high HP buff, got rid of the demerit, just left it at the skill cooldown and the critical star generation rate, I'd be perfectly happy with the skill. This one, it's still a good skill, but it's unnecessarily confusing. It's dumb. It's just dumb. All right. Well, and the last skill increases her own quick performance for 1 attack, last 3 turns, up to 30%. All right. Obviously, this is probably going to go on to her noble phantasm. That's what you want to use it for. But the thing is, 1 attack at 30%. You would think that at, just 30% that it would be just like an overall 3-turn buff or something of that nature. Or if you're only going to do it for 1 attack, let's get that up to like 50% or 70% or 100%, something to make that skill crazy good for 1 attack. That's the drawback, right? Instead, it's just 30%. That's single target, quick performance, 1 attack, 30%. It's stupid. It's a stupid skill. I don't like it. It's dumb. Could be a lot better. They need to do an upgrade on that one. But anyways, Noble Phantasm. Noble Phantasm, single target, quick card, damage to 1 enemy, NP level 5, it's up to 2,000% of crazy. She can actually hit pretty decent. Charges her own NP gauge by 10%, so she does it when she comes back or whatever, she's going to have 10% of her gauge to start out with, get the next one a little bit quicker. It's a nice little caveat. And the overcharge effect has the reduce their critical attack for 3 turns. 30% base, 70% max. it's not worth overcharging. It's not worth overcharging. I mean, the chances are you're going to get one copy of this character, maybe two. You're not going to be focusing on getting the overcharge. You care about the damage and the reduction for the critical star chance. I mean, you get crit, you get crit. It is what it is, and you know, yeah. And that it's situational. It's really situational. Probably only relegated to very, very few challenge quests or something of that nature. And in all my time playing, I never cared about that. Never cared about that. I just learned it, actually. It's like, it really does that? I've had this character for years. I didn't know it did that. Didn't care. Didn't need it. That goes to show you how much the overcharge effect actually matters. Oh, anyway, let's just see her in action.
All right, now, we want to figure out what kind of arts generation that our alter maid girl, whatever, is capable of. Now, the best case scenario is more likely than not like an AQA with a little bit of crit in it, or even an arts chain with her 2 arts cards and somebody else's arts cards. But of course, random is as random does. We got ourselves an ABQ. For her, it's not optimal, but I'm kind of curious to see just how much NP she can generate off of that. Right now, she's already sitting at 110%. So let's go ahead and use my new little tablet touchpad thingy here and do an ABQ. A, B, Q. See what happens. Alright, I actually kind of like that. For an ABQ, 31% isn't all that terrible, actually. So, you know, I would say it's on par or maybe a little even above par for an ABQ. It's definitely not the most optimal thing. Like, if we just go ahead and do this, this will probably generate even more with that one little crit. So we'll just go ahead and do arts. If that last one crits, it'll probably be more than 31. Well, you got 20 already. Yeah, something like that does even more. But as you can see, the ABQ ain't so bad either. If it was AQQ better, AQA, and other alphabet stuff, you guys know what I'm getting at. But anyways, we got her at 200% now, so let's see what her Noble Phantasm can do. It is supposed to be a very strong single target attack. Well, let's buff up and find out. Let's go all kind of crazy. Do that. That gets her attack up a little bit, along with the quick. For one attack only, that'll get her quick up a little bit more. And what else can we do? Little attack here. Little waiver. We're going to go ahead and leave it at that. Ours is NP2, 200% charge right now. And just because green is mean, let's do them all green. It's actually one of my more favorite animations. 211,000 with some halfway decent buffs, NP2, single target. That's not bad, but considering that there are some NPs that can do that much damage per, not very many out there with the AoEs, she's still pretty good. She hits fairly hard, and if I actually took this serious and put more to her, raised her skills up a little bit, because these skills aren't maxed, they're like 7, 4, 6 or something like that. So if I took it a little bit more serious, had the proper codec, had the proper craft essence, you definitely hit much harder, and that's just a small example of what she can do.
Alright, so you see her in action, and just like Artoria Pendragon, the Archer Edition, the other Summer Edition character, with her cards, you kind of expect her to generate her arts like really, really well. 2 arts, 2 quick, and a buster. You think she'd do really, really well. But in all reality, it just feels a little lackluster compared to the card set. Maybe it's just the number of hits, maybe it's just by design, I don't know, but it just feels like getting her Noble Phantasm going takes a little bit more oomph than it really should with that card set. Her Noble Phantasm does hit fairly hard, and in all actuality, you know, a good single target rider hit for 5 or even some 4-star characters is actually fairly rare. You don't see very many single target riders. They're always, you know, in something, running people over in mass for whatever reason. Unless you got Martha throwing the no, that's an AoE too, the kicking the turtle thing. Yeah. Yeah, so single target rider, it's actually kind of rare, and that makes this character stand out a little bit more. She does hit hard. Her noble phantasm does generate fairly quickly, not as quick as you kind of expect, but overall does hit hard. Good character, has that middle skill to get skill cooldowns down, so that really comes in handy if you got Merlin or somebody else and you need something fairly quick back up. Overall, this character is pretty good. So, would you get her? Well, just like the other one, it's Artoria Pendragon, Alter Edition, boobies, made. You're going to roll for it anyways. It don't matter what this review says. It don't matter at all. That's the nature of all the summer event characters. More skin is win. That's how they get your money. It's money for the honey. That's oh my god. It's almost like virtual prostitution at this point. Oh, the summer event coming up for 2020. This is going to be bad. Anyways, is this character worth getting? I would actually say yes. There's not very many rider single target characters that can kind of replace what she can do. There are some, but I have to say she's pretty top notch at it, despite that one weird skill with the demerit heal thing and the quick one at the end. If you manage it properly, she's going to hit hard. She's going to do just fine. It's a good single target. 2 to 3 copies at max you should go for because of the whole noble phantasm card economy where it slows down the more that you get. And yeah, if you're looking for a untanned maid that'll potentially kill you, well, here you go. Summer Event Rider, Artoria Pendragon, not going to Subway, so kiss my ass character. Yeah, even for a $5 footlong, I don't think she's going for you. With that, like, subscribe, hit that notification button. We'll see you in the next video.